I dined and dashed on a Hinge date, and let me tell you why.
All right.
Well, on this Hinge date, I hit this girl up and I was like, hey, you want to meet up, grab lunch? So on a first date with someone online, I'm thinking something casual, right?
Yeah.
Maybe like sushi, Panera, a salad, something easy, something, nothing crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
This woman comes back with, I want hibachi. And I was like, hibachi? And she's like, yeah, I want hibachi. So I go, oh, okay, I guess. So I get there to meet this girl for hibachi, and she brings a friend with her. And she goes,
nah.
hey, would it be cool if my friend just jumps in with us, hangs out? And I'm
Nope.
like, I guess. I mean, she's already here. What do I tell her? Go away?
Yes.
So we sit down, we start kind of hanging out, talking, getting to know each other, stuff like that. Both of these women start ordering a bunch of drinks, and I'm like, okay. And then they start ordering appetizers. And the guy, the cook, he goes, what do you want? And I go, I would like just chicken and rice. Easy. I'm a simple man. The girls go, we want surf and turf. I go, you want surf and turf? They go, yeah, surf and turf. And I'm like, okay. In my mind, I'm like, all right, these girls think I'm stupid. I'm not. So we hang out, have fun, do our thing, and I'm just kind of enjoying the moment, but I know what the heck's going on. I know what's going on. So time goes by, and we're ready to pay the tab, and the cook guy goes, all right, how are we splitting up the bill today? The girl goes, all on one. So I'm like, what the hell did this girl say? In my mind, I'm like, what the heck?
Get out of there, mate.
So I tell her, hey, do me a favor. Will you just box up my food real quick, and I'm going to go to the restroom? She goes, yeah, no problem. Guess where I went? I didn't go to the restroom. I went in my car, and I went home. You think I'm stupid? I'm not. You
Well
paid
played,
my
sir.
bill. Thanks.
Got him. We fucking got him.
So this guy's called Johnny America. Well, that's his TikTok anyway. And he made this video, and I don't think he expected it to just go crazy. It almost got 8 million views, his story. And there is a lot of pissed off girls in the comments talking about what he did was wrong, and he's a broke guy, he's a beta, broke guy energy. You know, guys, you know all the shit we normally hear. But they're ignoring the fact that these girls just couldn't be asked to cook a meal. They'll be quick to call a guy broke when they got no money and they're going out and using a guy for food. And this is why I always say low investment dates are the best. Because there's a lot of girls out here just trying to get free food because they can't be asked to make it or pay for their own. They just can't be asked to cook. And after all these views, a lot of people were commenting telling him to make a part 2 and explain what happened after this. So let's give part 2 a watch.
Alright guys, y'all wanted it. Part 2, here it is. So the next day, I go over to the hibachi restaurant, and I find our hibachi cook, and I go, hey, did those girls ever pay their tab, man? I want to make sure that they didn't leave the bill on you guys.
Oh, no.
He goes, they paid the bill, but they didn't pay. I go, what do you mean they didn't pay? He goes, I didn't see you come back, but about 30 minutes later, another man comes in and pays their tab for them.
No way.
And then they leave. These two suckers called another idiot to come pay their bill, and this idiot actually did. There's no saving them. They're not good people. They're not.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
What the fuck is wrong with some people, man? And I know a lot of people are roasting that guy in the comments. Yeah, like him turning up to pay for girls' food. He didn't even know what happened. Yeah, but we need to really blame the source of the problem. Those two girls. We don't know what they told that guy who turned up. Yeah, he shouldn't have done it, but I'm not going to roast him. I'm going to keep it on those two donuts, because what they did is just low-level scumbag shit. Man, these girls are flipping professionals at this. They do this probably day to day, you know. And at least he paid for his part. You know, he cashed out the guy there. Fair play to him for that. And it's a good thing that this went viral, to be fair, because a lot of guys are going to hear this and think, oh, I need to be careful when I'm out dating. And of course, all the girls in the comments are saying this story's cap, this is all a lie, you know, girls don't do this. Of course, they're going to say that. He's infiltrating their strategies. My sister thinks she can squat more than me. 16 years old and she's 18. All right. What we saying, boys? All right, £20. 50. All right. She's actually got the bigger legs as well. But 110, all right. She done it. Oh, it's a breeze. 160. Oh, nah. A breeze. Yeah, she's got the bigger legs, but he wins with biology. And that's just a fact. But fair play to her, it was a good effort. But for that dude, it looked pretty easy. It was a bit of a breeze. I think he had an extra like 50 pounds in him.
You can acquire men left and right, but can you keep a quality man?
No, you know why? Because when I had a quality man, I was like, oh my God, this guy is so boring. He want me in at a certain time. He doesn't want me at a guy's VIP. So I was like, you know what? It's over. But guess what? If I can go back and take that man back, I'll take him back. He was right.
How long ago was this?
This was 3 years ago. I shouldn't be in no man's VIP.
Nope.
There's things I shouldn't wear. So I'll take him back if I could.
But
too late.
Did you really not know that?
I didn't want to hear it. I wanted to do me.
Exactly. This is what we always hear. These girls will have boundaries and things, but as soon as a guy puts boundaries out, you know, they'll be like, oh, I want to do me. I'm a boss babe, independent woman. You know, I should be able to have guy friends and go to the club and act single and all this shit. And then when they start to get older and those guys are picking the younger girls, they'll start to realize, shit, maybe that guy was right. Now I want him back, but he's already moved on.
Would you cheat on him with your celebrity crush?
Oh, no.
Yeah. He knows that too.
I do know that.
How do you feel about that?
It hurts a little bit, but I do know how much she loves Harry Styles. So it would suck, and I don't know like if it actually did happen, like I don't know how I'd feel about it, but I know how much she loves him, and I don't know.
What is wrong with guys, man? Nah, man, this is an L right here, and especially saying it on camera as well. That's even worse. This guy doubled down on the simping.
I don't know if I actually
I don't think she would.
I don't know if
I
I
really don't
actually
think she
would
would.
do it. Like if it came down to it, I don't know if I actually would.
Yes, she
but
would.
I do love Harry Styles. So.
But you don't know Harry Styles, you know him.
Yeah.
But I think I know Harry Styles.
Oh, man.
He just seems such a great guy.
Okay. Would you bang your celebrity crush?
Absolutely not. No, not over her. Absolutely not. Absolutely.
That was
not.
so nice.
Absolutely not.
Now I feel bad about my answer.
If she's willing to say this in public, on camera, and humiliate him, well, he kind of humiliated himself, to be fair. But still, I don't get this glaze about, like, celebrities and having crushes and all this shit. Like, if you're with a girl and she fantasizes and fancies a dude that much who she doesn't even know, and saying this shit especially, man, that's an L. Keep it moving, bro.
I was seeing this girl who told me she does not believe in traditional gender roles. She told me it's wrong to assume that a woman's natural role is cooking and cleaning. Funny thing about that, she is phenomenal at cooking and cleaning. When I clean something, she says, you call that clean? That's not clean. When I cook something, she's like, did you fucking season this? That's not seasoned right. She claims she's independent and doesn't need a man for anything. But she doesn't know how to check her oil. I have to check her oil. I have to kill the spiders in the house. If something's over 40 pounds and it needs to be moved, she makes me move it. She can't change a fucking tire. I have to change the tire. She says she likes to make her own decisions when it's not time to make a decision. When it's time to make a decision, she makes me decide something for her. I would let her decide what restaurant we're gonna eat at, but then we'd never end up eating. She says masculinity is toxic, but she says the reason she likes me is because I'm not as feminine as the
Masculinity to these feminists and that is toxic until they need someone to be masculine. If someone's breaking into their house and they've locked themselves in a room terrified, do you really think they're gonna call a flipping green-haired dweeb who is, you know, 6 stone wet and he can't even knock a door, let alone knock a dude out? Nah, they want a guy to turn up there who's masculine, jacked, and he's ready to go. He's ready to go. So it's all fun and games till that happens.
other guys that come on to her. She says men are just as strong as women, but she can't bench press as much as me, or do a single push-up, not even on her knees like those little girl push-ups. She says she doesn't need a man to protect her, but if somebody gives her a hard time in public when we're together, she expects me to fight them. She told me I'm not leading the relationship. She says we're equal partners that share equal responsibilities. So I made her pay for dinner. She was mad. I made her pay the UI bill. She was really mad. Even though she doesn't believe in traditional roles in a relationship, it almost seems as if she's happiest when she acts like a traditional woman and I act like a traditional man. So I expressed that to her, and she called me a misogynist.
Man, I don't know if I could deal deal with that. Like, just listening to that shit and dealing with it, it's just tiring. It really is. And those relationships never work. They're never happy. And without social media and all the feminist bullshit, these girls wouldn't be like that. They're just copying what they see online, and they've brought the lie. They really have. Because when survival instincts kick in and all that stuff, and we resort back to our human nature and biology, all that shit goes out the window.
Oh my goodness, why did you park all the way down here?
Because I wanted to piss you off before we go in the store. Because when we go in the store and you're mad, you grab what you want and pay for it and we leave. If we go in there happy, you shop all over the damn store filling up a buggy. So that's why I park way down here.
Whatever.
Well played, sir.
They say as a man you should always get a high-paying job so that you can potentially take care of a family. But you should also make sure you have enough spare time to spend with your spouse so that they don't get lonely.
Right.
If you're a father, you need to be there for and support your children. But don't try to guide them or structure them or especially discipline them in any way or you're abusive. You're expected to be masculine in order to be attractive. But you should also get in touch with your sensitive side. But not enough to cry because that makes you look weak.
Yep.
Women are allowed to hit you, but you should never hit them back. If you even want the chance of having a woman, be prepared to take her out to a fancy dinner in a fancy car and get her flowers and drinks and all of that. But don't expect or ask for anything in return because then you're pushy. Remember, you have to dote on the girl in every possible way. But in the end, it's her decision as to whether or not all of your time and energy was worth her giving you anything in return. And if she leaves you after a 6-year-long relationship, remember, she's just doing what's best for her. But if you leave her after 6 years, you're a scumbag who obviously never cared. Make sure you're intelligent or women are going to look down on you. But women are always right, so they're going to look down on you anyway. Plus, if you're really smart, they're going to see you as arrogant. And be confident, because confidence is sexy. But don't be cocky. Sleep with too many women and you're just a man whore who's afraid of commitment. But don't sleep with enough women and you're less desirable because of your inexperience. Be independent, but do what you're told. Have high standards, but not high expectations. Accept women at their best and their worst. But change every negative aspect of yourself in order to prove your love. You're a man, you should have all the answers. But if you have all the answers, you're a narcissist.
This woman has figured out the game. She really has. And everything she said was spot on, really. It's hard out here as a guy. It really is. A lot of girls don't know how much shit a guy is expected to fulfill and do. And if you go on a date and a girl says, oh, I want a guy who's in touch with his sensitive feminine side. Nah, man. They don't want that. If a guy is the protector and the provider and, you know, she says, I want a nice guy who's sensitive, he can open his heart to me and cry to me. Listen, girls don't want that. They don't. Some might say it, but they definitely don't want that. If you cry on your girl's shoulder all the time, mate, it's only a matter of time before another Johnson is in the picture, let me tell you.
I think it's tough to murder animals. They're kind of giving off that, I'm an alpha male because I pay people to dairy cows and kidnap their babies.
Sweetheart, just let those boys enjoy their day at the beach. Asking questions like this with a camera. On a beach is weird anyway. But let those boys just enjoy their day.
From the, do you think that's really alpha?
Yeah.
That's weak.
What's weak? We're weak. We're food chain.
There's nothing. There's nothing. So if there was a puppy dog right here, or a calf, or a baby chicken, stabbing them in the throat is the manly thing to do.
No, you use a gun.
So that's the manly thing to do, to stab the puppy in the throat.
No, not stabbing, you shoot.
I think you're bullshitting. I think you're absolutely, I think you're bullshitting.
I'm terrified.
Regardless of what we all feel and say about animals, and yeah, I would agree that animal cruelty is a bad thing, and we could definitely make it easier for them and not have them sat in cages for weeks with the bars like this on their head where they can't even move. Yeah, of course there's more, decency on how we could do it, but we're always going to be eating meat. We've done it since the start of time. We're always going to do it.
Do you think when men have that's
like
not
unfairness
equal?
towards men?
Yeah. Like I understand the draft. I was wondering what other.
You mentioned the draft, so yes, men are the exclusive subjects to military conscription. Women are entirely exempt. Men throughout all of human existence have been 99.999% of military casualties. Just on this sole grievance, I would say that the suffering men have experienced when it comes to warfare outweighs all of women's collective grievances probably 1,000 times over. I'd encourage all of you to watch All Quiet on the Western Front. War is brutal in ways you cannot imagine. That film cannot even begin to capture the degree to which men have exclusively suffered throughout all of human history. Not to say that women haven't faced their own, specifically female disadvantages, but war is like on a totally other...
First and foremost, any military people watching right now, respect and thank you for your service. We don't give military people enough credit in these times. These girls will be laughing, saying men should be on the front lines dying. It's just a horrific, horrendous thing to say, because I've got friends who have come back from, you know, doing tours in Afghanistan and doing different things, and when they went, that person who went, almost, it feels like they died and they come back a different person. A lot of people are never the same when they come back, and it's a big subject that's ignored. We got veterans ending their lives because of stuff and sleeping out on the streets with severe PTSD. It really is sad that our government doesn't look after them. And we all know one thing for certain: if there was a draft, all these feminists and all these people saying men and women are the same and men ain't shit and women can do it, they wouldn't say a word if there was a draft. They would all go back to picking berries and doing the dishes and doing all that, cleaning the house, and they wouldn't say nothing else about it. That's what would happen.
Now, the decision by a young woman on the erotic website OnlyFans to sleep with 100 men in one evening is not heroic. It's not groundbreaking. It's not innovative. It's a tragedy.
Yep.
It's also reckless, irresponsible, deeply immoral, and dangerous. Now, of course, it's a free country. This is a grown woman who invited these chaps to pop round for more than just a cup of Bovril. And it's absurd for feminist writers like Julie Bindel, with whom I normally agree, to claim that it is somehow the men's fault and they should be locked up.
I did see this. Some feminists were literally blaming the dudes for using her. Like, I know that's going to get under your skin, because when I read it, it did the same to me. It's like, man, I've got nothing else to say about that.
Now, I'll be honest, I don't think much of these lads to participate in this grim orgy doesn't reflect brilliantly on their character or values. But let's be clear that no law was broken. And men being men, if something like that is offered on a plate, it will be taken. But this story reflects a wider and more troubling issue than men's shallow sexual opportunism. It reflects the spiritual collapse of our society, where the act of making love, once delayed until the wedding night, is now an everyday marketable commodity. This intimate exchange, and once the expression of love, or at least lust, is now a joyless transaction. I was reading in the paper today of a new word, snowmanning. Have you heard that word, snowmanning?
No. What the hell
It
is
is
that?
a syndrome in which women are intimate with a guy only for him to cut off all contact the next day, so-called melting away like a snowman. And this is progress, is it? Also, with regard to this story about this young woman,
guys have been getting aired and breezed for years. So why haven't we come up with a term? That's happened since forever. Guys taking out girls and, you know, the girl airs them and ghosts them. Getting ghosted is a normal part of a man's life. It's because girls aren't used to it. They've made it like a trend.
there are some practicalities here. I don't want to think of the injuries that she has inflicted on her own body, not to mention the risk of sexually transmitted diseases with the likes of chlamydia and even the medieval malady of gonorrhea on the increase. The other tragedy of this story is the messaging that lies underneath it. Lily Phillips, this young woman, can wreck her own life if she must. But this vomit-inducing stunt will be seen by millions around the world. It will amplify misogyny, with men once again seeing women as worthless pieces of meat to be consumed for their own fleeting pleasure. And it will tell girls around the world that this is all they and their body are worth.
I think that's the bigger problem. I think that the fact that if she did this, yeah, great, you do you. But why film it? Don't film it and put it online, because there's probably, if it's got millions of views, how many, it's an unfortunate thing to think about, but how many kids have seen that, you know, on TikTok, or people at school talking about it, and people have unfortunately seen it. You know, guys, I'm sure you can relate. The first time a pal showed you something, you know, like adult content, it made us feel sick to our stomach. I remember that being shown in school, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I felt sick, everything. But now it's been normalized, it doesn't really have that effect anymore. But these kids, man, are going to be seeing this, these girls, and how many people have gone off and done the same thing because they look up to her, or see she's got 1 million followers, she makes 20 grand a week, whatever. Man, it's sick. It's sick. And I know that you guys say to me about I should be having kids. Man, I want kids, but I'm scared to have them in this day and age, man, especially having a daughter, because I would try and protect her as much as I can from this, but there's only so much protecting you can do. You know, it just sends shivers down my spine, even the thought of it. Man, sick. Yeah, guys, I'm not gonna lie, we've reached a biblical point of degeneracy. You know, they might as well send the asteroid at this time. We truly are in the end times. But guys, I did rant a lot during that one. Let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care.